the moment to put the pressure on. There's perhaps one more slope after this, that steep kicker after you have the descent and you turn right, and there's that steep little slope, which is another little launch pad. But aside from that, I think after this climb, the sprinters are going to be so motivated that they're just going to be on him, and I don't think he's going to have the legs to get rid of the likes of Van Aert, as we see some movement now.
Tadej Pogacar being followed by Wout van Aert. There's a rider in third wheel there as well. Looks to be one of the riders from Israel Premier Tech, in fact.
Wow.
In fact, no, I should say it's a quick step rider, Bajoli. And look at this from Pogacar, but also what a response on the wheel from Wout van Aert. He's not budging.
To close that gap in an instant, that was some acceleration, and fair play to Van Aert. He's stuck to his wheel, hasn't dropped in yet, but Pogacar is putting in a big effort here to try and distance Wout van Aert.
But the first attack is caught, and you can see behind it Adam Yates is responding. Romain Bardet is trying to get there, but it's Pogacar, it's Van Aert, it's Bajoli, and it's Martinez. A quartet at the front with Bardet coming, as is Adam Yates. There's a rider too from Azure Desert. Imagine that's going to be Cosnefroy. You can see also that David Gaudu is in the line as well. It is indeed Cosnefroy.
There goes Yates.
Stora's there too, and this now is Adam Yates. The second big attack to respond to. But it's Pogacar who's trying to respond.
I just think he left it a little bit late. Look at Wout van Aert. He's losing. He lost a little bit there. He's on his limit there. He's starting to crack. I think he left it a little bit too late, because I think Wout van Aert will come back over the top of the climb.
And there was a gap opening up there. Van Aert really has to work hard now. It's become half a wheel. It's become a full wheel. And Yates is there with Pogacar on it. Now Van Aert looks down. This could be the moment. It is the moment, I think. But Joli's able to close the gap. One of the two riders is, it might well be Stora, you know. There was Gaudu and there was Stora there.
Yeah, I think that's helping him. It's Gaudu, it's there, but that might help Wout van Aert. I think he's coming back. I think there'll be 5 over the top here. It was a fantastic effort there from Yates, but I'll go back to saying that Pogacar, if it had gone at the bottom of the climb, but it's already saying that, having the legs to be able to do that, but Wout van Aert just about hanging on with the skin of his teeth.
10 kilometres to go, and it's the famous 5. Pogacar, Adam Yates, Bajoli, Gaudu, and Van Aert.
I think if nobody goes here, I don't think anybody will go to the finish.
They're still all 5 in one line. Yates, a former winner of Classica San Sebastian, remember. Also, one-day races in Italy. As I mentioned earlier, he's been more a stage racer since then. He's been showing well in one-day races without winning one for 5 years. Pogacar, well, he did rather well last year in the one-day races. He won 2 monuments. We know about Wout van Aert. Gaudu has come close, hasn't he? Being on the podium in Liège. André Zeitz.
Bardet.
And here comes Romain Bardet, being chased down by Mauro Schmidt.
Last chance to try and jump across. I feel for Michael Matthews here, because I was expecting him to be up there with the likes of these 5 who've gone away, but he obviously hasn't got quite a good of legs. Or perhaps the course has just been too tough for him.
35 seconds to close.
I think it's tough at this point. And for me, these 5, they've gone. I think that's unclosable, unless they start looking at each other and potentially asking Van Aert to do more of the work. But 35 seconds with 5k to go, the winner's going to come from this group, in my opinion.
And aside from that little rise after the rather famous,
you know, if anybody tries to attack Wout van Aert, he'll just go straight onto the wheel and close them down, because he'll know that he stands a very good chance of winning this. Whether he can finish it off, well, he has been beaten this year already.
Yates puts in a dig on Montréal. Maybe the man who could least trust his sprint among the 5. But he's trying to shake them all. The minute, it's a job that he's not able to do. Pogacar just struggling to close the wheel. This is interesting.
This is strong by Yates here. Just watch maybe for the opportunists coming from the back with the Gaudu. They're all at the limit now, but Gaudu knows that if he goes over the top and they look at each other, there's a chance. But Adam Yates looking strong here, but I think he's going to kind of leave it all out. That's all he can do. That's all he can do, 100% up here, and he wasn't able to crack them.
Aliotti in the centre here, Schmidt just anchoring the group. And there was just a little bit of a hint there. The biggest gap between any of the riders came behind Pogacar. Now it is Gaudu. Well spotted, Brian.
That's all he can do, but Wout van Aert is going to close this down, and now Adam Yates is with Baggioli and Pogacar. They'll come back, but that was a huge effort there from Adam Yates. Paying for it a little bit at the moment, but Gaudu, he knows that our faster sprinters here, and that's all he can do.
Pogacar does close the gap. Gaudu's little effort.
I'll tell you what's at the back
by Wout van Aert.
Baggioli played a game there. He knew he was on his limit there, and Pogacar closed the gap, but he sat on Yates. It might be enough just to let him recover a little bit more. We're into the last 2 kilometres now, and you know, with that kind of dog leg back up to the finish. But I knew Wout van Aert, tremendous effort he made on that climb, was getting dropped over the top, came back, knows he's in with a great chance of winning here, but it's not over, because you know, there's a couple of riders in here that have got a good finish.
Baggioli, for me, strongest rider. He's playing such a cagey game, and as you say, Brian, discount him at your peril at this stage of the race. I think everyone's looking at Wout van Aert in the sprint, but Baggioli's got such a strong kick, and he's missed some good turns here at the back, getting some good rest in as we approach K.5 to go.
Van Aert was just on the radio as well there. They see the start-finish line on the right-hand side. They're about to go under the 1 kilometre to go banner. Over this little peak beyond the red kite, it's a fast approach to that 180-degree turn. From there, the race and the route kicks uphill. It's Wout van Aert, the winner of the green jersey at the Tour de France. It's Tadej Pogacar, the 2-time winner of the Tour de France, and last year Liège-Bastogne-Liège winner. In terms of altitude meters, number of climbs, length of race, not quite but almost. This is very, very similar. Adam Yates, the former winner in San Sebastian. Baggioli, who won a hard stage in Catalonia this year around Montjuic. And David Gaudu, he's been on the podium before in Liège. 5-star riders. They'll have been racing for 6 hours as Gaudu goes on the inside, looks around. It's who puts the pressure on the pedals, but it's still tentative. They look around, they zigzag. Pogacar in the white and black. Van Aert on paper the fastest, but we've been racing for 220 kilometres. Adam Yates, who put that last attack in, he's at the back there. Baggioli, look out for him. They have the gap now. And here goes Gaudu. The first to launch, the first to commit. David Gaudu inside the final 300 metres. It's Pogacar who's being close to chase this one down now. Gaudu, though, comes up to the line. Gaudu still has a small gap, but Pogacar is gaining. Look out for Wout van Aert coming around him, though. Baggioli's there, too. It's Pogacar who's at the front. Van Aert trying to get around. Pogacar's still there, though. Pogacar's going all the way. And Tadej Pogacar is back to winning ways for the first time since the Tour de France. My, that was impressive. And Pogacar puts his name in the frame.
The line was. Van Aert just couldn't get on terms with him.
Telltale sign when Wout van Aert sits down. He sat down a couple of times there. He knew he was in a bike race there, and but at the end of the day, you know, Gaudu kind of helped a little bit there. Pogacar, he rushed into the slipstream, and Pogacar was that little bit stronger in the end.